Thank you very much. I would now like to introduce Lisa Torsky, who is one of the co-chairs of this conference. Without her, we would not be having a conference here today. So I'd like to give her your attention. Thank you.
Yes, it's me again. Thank you. For those of you who've been coming to the Nefesh conferences for the last couple of years, Chaim Sender and I have been co-chairing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. And you might have noticed that it's always me up here thanking and welcoming you. And we should all together try and hope and help Chaim get through his issues so that one day he can be up here thanking and welcoming you. But seriously, there's a really important job I feel needs to be done today, and that's thanking all the people that really make this happen. I think that as co-chair, I have the benefit of sort of being one of the faces of the conference, and I get to hear so many people come over and say, wow, it's been amazing, I really am excited, that was a great workshop, this is such a great experience. And I think probably Chaim also, as the other co-chair, gets that a lot, but we are sort of the task managers. We maybe push people and pull people, but there's a whole bunch of people that do a ton of work to make this happen. And I didn't really know where to start in some ways of who and when and who goes first to thank. But rather than thank my committee first, I'm going to thank the committee that I'm glad I'm not on, technically. I think that they have a tireless, difficult, maybe thankless job, and that's the steering committee. Our steering committee is unbelievable. That's Karen Feinberg and Hannah Khan and Barry Holzer, and we'll get to Miriam in a minute. But they have to do all the details, all the fine-tuning, all the fine planning, all the oversight, and as a not as detail-oriented person, I really tip my hat to you guys. They did an unbelievable job. We have other people. We have our conference committee people who are the people who procure the speakers, cajole the speakers sometimes, find our speakers, decide what our programming should be or what they've heard you all say you'd like the programming to be. And they work really hard to make it happen. So I really want to thank the programming committee, Aviva Bieberfeld, Sheldon Feinberg, Tom Connigan, Nachum Plaster, Hindi Twine, Rifki Youngrice, Phyllis Mayer, Nussin Solomon, Yetta Solomon, Miriam Turk, Abe Warmklein, and Pam Siller. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. In addition, that's not all. In addition, this year Nachum Plaster really took over the coordinating, the finding, and the procuring of posters for our poster session. So thank you, Dr. Plaster, wherever you are. Ruchama Klapman did an unbelievable job getting together our marketplace. So thank you so much, Ruchama. Ruchama and Rifki took care of, and I think together with Connie, and I hope I'm not leaving out anybody else, our concierge table, where you came in and were able to get some direction. Ruchama, I said Ruchama, excuse me. She was first. Ruchama and Rifki and Connie and Karen. Karen, who made sure that the bathrooms had packages, and Ruchama and Rifki, who made sure the fronts had water and suggestion box and directions. So thank you guys so much. And in addition, I'd like to thank Aviva Bieberfeld, Malky Schick, and Phyllis Mayer for being on the Esther Solomon Memorial Award Committee as well. Of course, Alice Tusk, who's probably not in here, deserves a huge round of applause, and all of the people who she has gotten to help us and pave the way and get us our directions and our CEUs and our badges and all of that detail. I have to thank her again. I did yesterday, but she deserves at least twice. So thank you, Alice. probably out there working, but thank you anyway. And last but certainly not least is my co-chair, Chaim. Don't leave the room, Chaim. Don't leave the room, Chaim. Everybody wave to Chaim. Chaim really is the brains behind the conference. For those of you who participated last night in the forums, I thought they were an unbelievable brainstorm, and I know I really enjoyed participating in the one that I participated in, and I heard great feedback about the other one. Chaim keeps us on track and keeps the process moving, as we do this every year for the last several years together, and I really, really appreciate being able to work with him on this. It kind of feels seamless, and I really, really appreciate that. Without further ado, actually, I'm sorry, I have to thank one more entity, and that is Pomegranate. Everybody, round of applause for Pomegranate. When my kids heard that Pomegranate was catering today, they said, "Oh, you're so lucky." And I said, "Guys, I shop there every week. What are you talking about?" What? No, but you're so lucky. And that is how I feel. So thank you. They always do an over-the-top job for us, and we really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce Rabbi Simcha Feuerman, who is the president of Nefesh, and who works tirelessly for us on our behalf to make this organization what it is and to keep us going. And so, without further ado, Simcha Feuerman. Thank you.
I actually work tiredly also, it's true. Sometimes I'm just very, very tired, and I work too. But I'm going to talk in a minute, but there is one more thank you. I personally am indebted to the Jewish Press for all the years that they've helped me and my wife and our colleague, and they've been an enormous help to Nefesh. I also want to say that the Mind, Body, and Soul supplement is coming out this coming Wednesday, and we truly thank our friends at the Jewish Press, who have always, from the very beginning, tackled difficult social issues in the Jewish community, and they have made our lives in some way easier to talk about things we need to talk about. So we do need to appreciate that. And one of the best Mishalim that I ever heard in my life was from one of my clients. And he told me the following mashal. He said a wealthy man was drowning, and as he was drowning, somebody comes over in a lifeboat to offer him assistance. And the man in the lifeboat says to the wealthy person, and he's a miserly person, not just a wealthy person. And he said, "Give me your hand so I can help you." And the man said, I really can't. He said, "You're drowning. Give me your hand." And he said, "Listen, you don't understand. I've been a miser my whole life. I cannot give anybody anything, and I cannot give you my hand. So if I have to drown, I'll drown." So the guy thinks for a second. He says, okay, take my hand." He said, "Take? Okay, I'll be able to take." So the client was telling me, you see, it's really all how you frame it, all how you understand it. So I said, no. I said, "So you mean that your wife doesn't really understand you?" He said, "No, you don't understand me. I'm trying to get through you the last 2 weeks." That's a true story. That is all true. Now, how we frame things and how we understand things is very important. Our frame of reference, our value system is very important. One of the wonderful things that we've seen over the 2 years in the Nefesh has grown tremendously is the variety of people that are coming. We see many more Chassidish yoga people coming from all kinds of places. And so I want to comment on that. So before I do that, to be perfectly fair, since my mother actually, she's not identical from my mother's side, but I'm really a Litvak, so I have to make a Litvak joke first, and then I can make a comment on that. See that? A very timely Litvak joke. So what is a Litvak's favorite part of the whole Purim? When they read the two psukim there to the tune of 8, When you read those two psukim, the guilt to the tune of Ezra, they came here, look like in heaven, it's so beautiful. So the kasha is, if it gives him such simcha, why not read the whole entire Megillah to the tune of Ezra? Then you really have tremendous simcha on the world. It's too much. It's too much. And having said that, now I feel a little safe. I poke fun if I look like. I want to say one of the most striking comments I overheard from a Swedish person at the conference today, yesterday actually, was, so my client called me Motzei Shabbos at my house. He looked up my number and he called me, and I don't know where his boundaries came from. First thing I told him about boundaries, and I'll speak on Tuesday night. And you know, this is a very, very important thing. To hear it, and I hope I'm not getting this wrong, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but to hear from the world of the Litvaks, first of all, Motzei Shabbos, you know, it's over with, right? I don't know when you went. I don't know when you end. You still in the dish, and when the Shabbos, and afterwards, I'm a square animal, so I can go to the square table, so you can go. I can make Havdalah and drive to Monsey and still come to Shabbos and square. So it's true. This is really true. You can do that, and if you're a square animal, you get to sit at the table. So I'm just saying that it's a tremendous shift. Not that you give up who you are and what you are, but that you're able to speak the language of the profession so effortlessly and so beautifully, really, really warms my heart. And welcome all of you. Tremendous crowd, record membership. I want to talk about values, and I want to talk about our professional values and the challenges we experience, because we deal with the soul, or nefesh. We deal with the soul, we deal with our souls, we deal with our clients' souls, we deal with our collective unconscious, the entire soul of Klal Yisrael we deal with. So we need to understand ourselves. We need to understand the places of conflict and of consonance between our Jewish values and our secular values. And you know, you've been reading the listserv, many of you know the tremendous amount of Machlokas Hashem Shemayim and back and forth. And